And hey there team. So this is a little 3v3 that I just finished up right about 5 minutes ago. So I'm playing as Cardinal again. The same build as I played the last time. I quite liked how it worked out, so I'll run through that though, just in case anybody hasn't seen that. I've got Fluff again over there playing as Dale, and on the far side I have Silver Clover playing as Mirkwood. Now across the way, here we have Khazad-dûm, Rune, and Arthedain. We believed that we would have the definitely by far archer superiority. With my crossbows, Dale's archers, and Mirkwood's archers, we felt that we would be on the defensive here. And considering this was a non-artillery battle. Artillery was banned altogether in this one. So we felt we're going to go defensive. I knew that Arthedain was going to bring a lot of cav. Rune, pretty balanced. It was hard to judge what they were going to bring, but Khazad-dûm, I felt, without artillery, Khazad-dûm's only real play is very infantry heavy attack build. Perhaps not rush, but certainly attack. So I'll go through quite quick, just because there's no changes. Up at the front, 3 crossbows, 2 sharpshooters, and 1 guardian. Guardian with an armor upgrade, no melee upgrades. Actually, Guardian does have a melee upgrade. 2 units of spearmen with melee upgrades. Behind them, 3 units of pikes, 2 garrison and 1 tier Gorthad. 2 swordsmen, 1 on either flank. A captains with the armor, and Tharbad warhammers over there too. And in the centre, Hearthguard of Amon Sul, and that's where I've got my general. At the back here, we have a Tharbad riders and a mercenary cavalry, and on the left, on my right, we've got a mercenary cavalry. Dale, I think it's definitely very different from the last time. So he's gone far more elite this time round. So 2 units of Dalian marksmen out front with armor upgrades. Actually, they look kind of look a bit different with that. Laketown pikes, 1 on that flank, 2 on this one. His thought was he didn't want to stretch out his front line too far, but having this, he can loop around or whatever he really wants. So 3 altogether with Laketown pikes, 2 Mirkwindi pikes, and then at the back here, 2 Laketown bowmen, Laketown infantry, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2 Laketown spears there, and then there's also Laketown River Patrol, which he's got lined up right behind his pike line there. Then Mirkwood over here with his missile cav, deer missile cav there. Not even going to attempt it, I'm afraid. The Hairy Lang here, 1 unit. I'm looking forward to having like the armor upgrades for these guys in the next patch. That'd be kind of cool. Although I do like this armor, so I probably wouldn't use it too much. Some Hairy Peng missiles mixed in amongst them here. See javelins. Some Hairy Ek spears. And then over here on the, there's definitely an archer unit there. Oh, I can see it. Yep, the Hethel Tower. Some heavy infantry. Oh yes, they're archers. Yeah, I know them. I'll give it a pause. The Palace Guard here. Is that where he's got his general? No, it's not. Another unit of Hairy Lang and another missile cav unit there. So pretty small in comparison to the rest of us. So we looked over, we saw Khazad-dûm, and immediately a ballista and a capel. So somebody maybe didn't pay too much attention to the rules, but hey, it happens sometimes. So you just got to work through it. Everybody was still a pretty good sport about it all. So Mithril Guard up there at the front. Then the 4th Legion Spear Guard there, or Shield Guard. 2 units of Khazad-dûm Reclaimers. Another Shield Guard. Guards of Khazad-dûm there. In the back, Dwarven Miners and another Dwarven Miners. Mercenary Crossbows, Mercenary Cav, and Mercenary Cav. And in the centre, Legion Bodyguard. So it's pretty small armies, but that's sort of what would be expected from an elf and a dwarf. But something, the artillery was certainly not expected. Run over here. Oh, sorry. Yes, of course. This is Grandmaster Wookie, or Maester, however you'd want to say that. Then here we've got Rogue Chivalry as Run with his heavy, I believe these are heavy lance cav. Yeah, I'm quite confident in that. I always, whenever I see a heavily armored unit like this, I think they're knights, but no, these are definitely just lance cav. Over on the side here, some Variag riders, lots of horse archers on the field, and well, horse crossbows over there too. E-strong crossbows, E-strong clansmen, no upgrades of any sort. Loke Scion Rim mixed in amongst them. He's got these E-strong clansmen sort of worked in amongst his line all the way through, actually. E-strong guard, some Lokamp Rim, 2 of them there. E-strong guard, more of them, and the Loke Scion Rim. Up at the front, 2 units of Variag mercenaries and a Balchoth tribesman. E-strong crossbows there, of course, too. And more cavalry, the Camel's Dragon Knights, and another one of these Lancer units there, with another beefy unit of the Variag Mercenary Riders. And lastly, we have Corrigan. Up front, he's got these 2 mercenaries, Arthanine Marksmen. Behind them, a nice, very large unit of Evandom Spears. So that's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 Evandom Spears there. Mixed in amongst them, some Numinous Gate Guard. In the back, spread out nice and wide, are the Arthedain Pikes, 4 of them. And as to be expected, some Dunedain Mounted Company and the Knights of Numinous. More Dunedain Mounted Company there. And Wardens of the North. Now, as well as this, I knew that couldn't be all of his army. I was on the lookout for some Grey Company and some Rangers. And I'll try and point them out when I see them. So, we see that artillery. We're, of course, not overly happy with it, but hey, you've got to do what you got to do. So I started to shuffle around, stuck with the original plan anyway, moved a bit closer to my ally there, Dale. But combat begins in earnest over on this side. Now, we had discussed our plan was to be defensive. Hello again. So, we are back after a little crash. So, as I was just about to say, even with Mirkwood's very impressive archer line and Mirkwood's skill there, up against a heavily armoured dwarven force as he is, he's not going to be able to output as much damage, anywhere near as much damage as this dwarven catapult is and that ballista is against his forces. As I said, we weren't. This was a no artillery battle, so we just weren't prepared to face this. We didn't have army compositions to deal with it. So it's made clear to him that he's got to attack, which is a little unfortunate for us because our plans did revolve around defense. So we'll try and keep note of what's going on with that. These Variag mercenaries get pretty aggressive and start trying to mess with these Mirkwood missile cav. I would expect the Mirkwood missile cav to come out on top from that situation, as it's clear they sort of have done there. And very aggressive moves with these lancers to try and pull back the Dalian marksmen, who have tried to pick away at these E-strong crossbows, because those crossbows are the main things that can kind of do damage to his forces there. I saw these Balchoth tribesmen, and they were my main concern. I didn't want them unloading on Fluff's pike line, so that's why I'm getting pretty aggressive with my Tharbad riders. But I don't want to receive a lancing charge from this, and I definitely don't want to get caught in melee with those Camel's Dragon Knights. All the while I'm getting picked away by the Variag mercenaries, but most of the people I'm losing there, well, we've got these Earls of Dale, they'll be able to take a fair beating. Tharbad Riders definitely don't want to have them get taking a hit, but the Mercenary Cav, they can actually resist a fair bit of archer fire, as long as it's not armor piercing or anything like that, due to their shields and heavy armor. So we had to make the decision pretty soon, actually, for Mirkwood to launch this attack. Ah, dear, little accident with those pikes there, but they're receiving. They're holding the focus of the catapults anyway, so that's not too bad for him. Oh, he's got these. Ah, that's pretty good. So yeah, he does have to go for an all-out charge. These javelins will definitely bring the pain to these dwarves, but most of these infantry forces are just going to be getting outmatched due to the heavy armor of their enemy. Dwarven miners are going to get cut to pieces by those palace guard, though. It's not rare that the dwarves of Khazad-dûm have cav advantage, but it does seem to be the case over here. And this is a major failing from me, for sure. There's going to be a lot of times in this where you're going to see my Tharbad Riders just not doing much. And right from the start, as soon as we had to get aggressive over there, I should have sent my Tharbad Riders over. Perhaps even a unit of Mercenary Cav as well. I did launch into a quick fight here with these Dragon Knights and one of the units of the Loke Innis Rim, but my crossbows are just chewing away at them pretty nicely. Their heavy armor and shield, lack of any shields, are really causing a bother for them. Camel's Dragon Knights though will still do a lot of damage to me, so my Mercenary Cav are not going to stand a chance against them, but they'll hold them in place. As you can see here, that was the main deal. He manages to carry on a quick charge, which I was pretty surprised, but I just put my guys on guard mode. They got out another quick volley, and then spears are coming in. I'm being outranged by his archers here, but my sharpshooters have a shield and got good armor, so I'm not really too bothered. I'm happy enough to take a bit of fire for this. Like, I usually don't worry too much about the hits that they take unless it's from a very powerful source. Rune goes for an all-out charge, which would sort of work. Well, it's not really an all-out charge, it's a bit careful. But getting caught by Fluff's Earls of Dale on occasion, and just being held back by these pikes is going quite well for him, really. I was really, sorry. I was very impressed with the Merkwindi pikes throughout this entire fight. So I am unsuccessful in stopping those Baltroth tribesmen from getting off many volleys. I think they do actually unload all of their ammunition, but at least that is quite a good shot, but at least it's not totally perfect. Something we noticed here from the river patrol is they were deployed right up behind them, and this was not something I noticed, but they of course can't throw their javelins until they're a little bit of a distance back. So now that they're able to hurl quite a bit of damage into these guys. These halberdiers are just getting outranged by those pikes, and although they do have armor, my money's on the pikes in this fight. I wasn't able to pay too much attention to Mirkwood, so I'll try and catch up on what they got up to. It seemed to just be, you know, an infantry charge just to get him out of the way of the artillery, while all of his archers and such are doing most of the damage. As I say, I think if it wasn't for this, that, you know, this group could have really dealt a lot more pain to these Mercenary Cav. Thurney Tower are able to really mess them up, actually. That's cool. Earls of Dale, yeah, Fluff was a lot more proactive than me in assisting, but with this quick charge against the back of those, I know they're pikes, but as long as you're cautious, you can get in and get out. Now I'm very relaxed throughout this entire fight. I send over one unit of swordsmen wherever they are right now. So that's Rune already halfway down. There they are. Yeah, so these Miniscrithlan swordsmen, I ran them up through here, and then ran them through Fluff's lines. And I wanted to engage these crossbowsmen. I wanted them to stop firing, I wanted to just kill them. The issue I'm finding though is now that I'm here, these crossbows have a perfect shot on the back of my swordsmen. So I ask Fluff, get these infantry and engage those crossbows, which he does do pretty soon. But seeing the success of that, I decide, right, I'll get my Tharbad Riders through there, I can do some more damage. But something that I'm never sure if this is a bad idea or not. Is just holding back. See, since I'm holding back, Arthedain has to remain back. And we're winning in this situation, so my thinking was just, if I hold back, I'm keeping Arthedain's forces in place, and then together, well, Dale by himself can beat Run, and then after that, we can move on Arthedain. So, me staying here, I should have moved more individual units, but I'm glad that I didn't move my entire army forward to engage Arthedain. So yeah, these Merquindi pikes are just easily beating everything in front of them. Crossbows just getting cut to pieces there. These hairy pegs still have some ammo. Are they able to get a good shot from there? I'll go back up to normal speed, everything's a little less tense now. Yeah, it's not much of a mistake, but you know, it's at the end of the day, it's about sort of, what, 20 guys there that are shooting straight up, so just something to keep an eye on. But in this very hectic battlefield, I definitely don't blame him. So you see all of this mercenary cav, even if I had gotten one unit of my mercenary cav, I could have beaten that over here and really freed this up. I know he's got those mercenary crossbows that would be a pain in the ass, but and that just keeps the enemy, well, that keeps our archers firing. Good. His Dragon Knights were just paused in place for a few seconds too long, and I was able to get a good close volley on them. And that dealt with those Dragon Knights. Variag Mercenaries now out of ammo, coming in to try and deal some damage in the back. I think I tried to no, I've got no cav to answer that with. But I have pushed through, as you can see, and I want to try to beat these Dunedain Mounted Company. I actually don't know much about the Dunedain Mounted Company. I don't know if they're Lancers or if they're melee cav. So I engaged them with my cavalry, and it's not actually looking too good, but maybe this was a bad idea. Wards of the North, I wanted to get a few charges on them, try and kill them, stop them from firing away. Hobbitry and arms aren't an issue, but all the while looking for the Grey Company, looking for the Dunedain Rangers, who have outed themselves there, which my Tharbad Riders now moved to focus on. Dalian Royal Guard coming over. I think they're probably chasing somebody that's routed. Not too sure. Ooh, is this? Right, okay, cool. Didn't get a notice, but at this point Rune admitted defeat, which they still had men on the field is the thing, and you know, we'll see later on how close this battle really was, and that was a move I probably wouldn't have done. I would have probably stayed, and you know, even with these archers in melee, killed a few more of our guys. And also, now that Rune is dealt with, we're free to move as we see fit. So I rushed my cav over here, and but by the time I get here, it's finished, which is too bad. As I say, really wish I'd gotten over here sooner. Laketown River Patrol are down here helping out, but exposed as they are, they're going to be able to get hit by some cav. Yeah. Oh no. Mercenary cav are coming in. I want to deal with these mercenary crossbows. Even if they might be low on ammunition, I don't want them lurking around. So now that that's dealt with, it was my belief, from initial glances, I actually thought that we had that situation over there on our side. But unfortunately, that's not the case. We're going to be losing that fight. But this decision was made with the understanding we'd won on the left. Or we were going to win on the left, so that's why I moved forward, because now I felt was the right time to engage Arthedain, hold him in place, and then Dalian Marksmen up against Hobbitry and arms. Keep in mind these Dalian Marksmen have the armor upgrade. I felt that, you know, this will be an easy win for the Dalian Marksmen, but I guess it's the numbers advantage from the Hobbitry and arms that make this pretty difficult for them, and probably supporting fire from various sources. But yeah, something that was definitely an issue here, that we are punished for, is Fluff's forces are pretty dispersed. Because of chasing down Run's men, wanting to kill as many as we could, and the general chaotic engagement that we had with Run, that left Fluff's army in a very unusual position, which allows Corrigan to really capitalise on it with his Knights of Illuminus and what's left of his Dundee Mounted Company. These Dundee Mounted Company are coming in right now to try and hammer his... I think that's already been done actually. You can see the River Patrol over here. They've received a few charges. Mercenary crossbows are getting cut to pieces by my mercenary cav, so I'm feeling okay about that. With the Earls of Dale killing that ballista. Now we believed that catapult was out. We thought they were all dead, but nope, there are still 3 men remaining on that. That was just us failing an observation check, I'm afraid. Lake Town Infantry. Ah, damn. Oh, they've got some spears, but I think it's worth the charge. He's going to come in for it. Yeah, damn. So at this point, it was kind of nerve-wracking for me. Even though we killed a lot more of them, they've got a lot of cav left, and our army is so dispersed. So I just said to Fluff, look, you need to get to me. Form around me, form up on my left flank, which you can see that's what he's starting to do. As I'm advancing, he's setting up to try and deal with what's over here and the advancing dwarves, while I move up to engage Arthur Dane. So I've got all my crossbows here, and I start unloading on his Evendom spears. I know that a lot of people are going to dislike that idea. My thinking behind it was just, he's got spears, he's got cav, and he's got pikes. Now of course I would much prefer these crossbow bolts to go into these pikemen, but the reason I'm killing these Evendom spears is just because I want to cut down on the amount of units Corrigan has to play with. We outnumber him, we have more men than he does, and a pike line is worthless if you can get around it. Now, going back, I do know that I should have moved up, and instead of shooting at these spears, I should have shot at pikes. But I don't necessarily regret doing this. I know why I did it, so. Over in the rest of the battlefield, as I say, I've got these Starbad Riders left, but my mercenary cav are either over there or dead. So we've got nothing really to answer his cavalry. There's a handful of Earls of Dale left, but there's not enough to challenge that unit of Knights of Numinous. And these split off forces here are just getting cycle charged left and right. So anything that we don't have inside this little zone of control is being picked off. And we're still keeping it, but that's the main reason that we're pulling ahead there, is just me killing all of these Evendom spears. I also did hope that I would get a few misses coming over into the Arthur Dane pikes, but I think that range is just too much for the crossbow. Grey Company have opened up, but that is an arc that you definitely want to see the Grey Company firing on. Well, if they're on the opposing team. Every kill on these Marquendi pikes though is a good kill. That's the last of my cavalry routing over there. Now, the dwarves have gathered up. These were where the Earls of Dale were just charging into the backs of these forces, and now just rounding off. So that's the last of our cav, really. Oh goodness, was a cav dead there. But mercenary crossbows are sorted out, so I was feeling okay about that. But I was still pretty nervous. These were a lot of dwarves here. The Legion bodyguard are pretty messy. Mithril guards, so many of them left. Guards of Khazad-dûm too. So it was looking unpleasant right now. And what was very unpleasant was this catapult right here, which we didn't even notice. It's quite cute to see just one catapult getting pushed by like 3 guys, but we didn't even notice until it started firing balls of fire at us. So, or launching balls of fire, better way to say that. So I move into a charge here because I see Arthur Dane altering his position. Now this was a really smart move by Corrigan. I was quite impressed by that and really quite scared too. He grabs all of his guys and we've sacrificed this hill, and he runs his men over. So I want to try and grab them before they're able to set up, while they're still in this messy formation, and sort of engage him before he's set up properly. That's why I'm doing this kind of crazy charge. Roman Guardians out of ammunition. I just want to slam into their sides there. because I knew if I caught them like this, I'll kill heaps of them. Coming to the side, not as glorious a charge as I was really looking for, but I did manage to engage them. He keeps pushing them, which is definitely the right thing to do. He doesn't want to fight here, he wants to form up, so he just tries to ignore me. He'll take a few losses, but it's for the best. Wardens of Tir and Gorthad. With the Wardens of Tir and Gorthad, I wanted to engage the Innuminous Gate Guard. They were the only units the only pikes on the field could have dealt with them. So that's why they altered course to move down there. On the side I've got these garrison footmen, and as I say, I outnumber him. I can stretch around him. He's got more pikes than me, but I've got more men. So I was just going to come around, but I saw these Arthedain Rangers, or Dunedain Rangers. Where are they going into? Firing up. No, damn. Good shot. Well, good target. Yeah, so I needed to get things engaged. I knew he had the Grey Company, I knew he still had a few Dunedain Rangers left, so I just asked Fluff, engage on the left, help us push through there. I've got my swordsman here just killing off some remaining spears. This is how I should have killed the spears from the beginning. Just launched my swordsman forward, they would have dealt with them. Swordsman forward alongside, say, Dunedain captains. That would have been a bloodbath. Just saved a lot of ammunition that I could have used up against this pipeline. I do still have some shots for my crossbows. I'm not wanting to engage with my spears. I've said this before, I've got a bad habit of just, if I've got a spear unit, I will throw it into the fight, even if it doesn't really need to be there. So I'm trying to get out of that habit. So I hold these spears back just to try and bully his Knights of Innuminous. What have I got through? I realise a bit too late that these are just sharpshooters in melee, and I'm pretty scared. But I've got these garrison footmen that I push on past, just to protect them. Dunedain Rangers aren't going to be dealt with though, by the combined forces of that. These Grey Company though. So that's 175. I'll have to force myself to watch a volley or two. That is the worst shot in the world. If he got that through. Oh, he's targeting my sharpshooters for the first volley. That's just lucky for me. Second volley though. Oh, down to 150, 130 from the first volley. Yes, this is really the perfect target for something like the Grey Company. Down to about half health there. Oi oi oi. So I just break pike formation and I want to charge them. And yeah, they get wiped pretty much. As you can see, sharpshooters come out of that okay. They've got a shield, they've got armor. So I'm curling around. The Innuminous Gate Guards will hold pretty well, but when they're up against the Wardens of Tir and Gorthad and just vast numbers, they will falter, and they're already fighting to the death there. And even though so this is what I'm trying to do, just not engaged in the places I don't have to. These swordsmen kind of accidentally got grabbed into that, but yeah, I mean, I'm just holding back the Tharbad Warhammers. There's no point just throwing them a pike line. So yeah, he's got to keep this line though. He can't just take them and flank around the side, because that breaks the line. So you're this is a downfall of like very pike heavy armies, I feel. When you're up against an opponent that, you know, just is willing to relax and take his time, which usually I amn't, it can be pretty bad. But still 28 of them. Grey Company not out of ammunition. We'll see that. Yep, I knew that they weren't out of ammunition. And then I don't know if there were any Dunedain mounted company or not. Yeah. So the Mirkwood allies, they have unfortunately been taken out altogether at this point. No, they're the Grey Company there. Wardens to the north are out of ammunition, so not too many more shots altogether, apart from these Lake Town bowmen. So I know they'll kind of bounce off, but every little help, if they can just deal a few wounds, then that's beneficial for us. Bring round the Tharbad Warhammers, because I want the Tharbad Warhammers breaking open some Dwarven armour. I know that these swordsmen definitely won't be able to do it, they're already shaken, that's a very fearful thing. And the Dalian Royal Guard are damn good, but I don't know if they are AP or not. I wouldn't be surprised if they were. But yet the right has sort of collapsed there entirely. And you know, we're on 74 to 84, which is a lot closer than we were before. Grey Company charging into spears, that was a bit of a desperate charge. But I'm able to sort of catch them off, kill quite a few of them. But the Great Company morale is exceptional, really. So they're able to get out of that without routing. Some Dundee Mounted Company left, catching off some guys that hadn't made it back to the force yet. Very risky charge there, but it pulls off. Two small pike units routed there for no cavalry losses, so that was well done. Spears engaging these hobbitry in arms. I think, yeah, so that's a pretty good idea. Just try to engage them if they come for a charge. Okay, no, okay, good, that went alright. We're able to do some damage to them there. But these bowmen are undefended. Good close range fire arrow volley, but no, these guys are able to tank that. A lot of the Dundee Mounted Company not able to do so though. So something we were kind of thankful for here was just the amount of archers that we had left, and this is just going to hold them in place for a while. Even though, you know, they're going to cycle charge it, I was very happy for them to cycle charge that instead of, say, cycle charging. Ooh, they did get a charge off there actually, damn. I was happy enough for them to cycle charge there rather than cycle charge the main line. Dundee captains getting put in now. I actually forgot about them. They were waiting over here, and I was just grateful that he didn't spot them with his Knights of Illuminus, because they would get devoured by a few charges. So I was just coming around for the massive flank, because there wasn't really anything stopping me, and my guys still had the energy to do that. So yeah, just coming all the way around, and I'm just wanting to totally curl them up at this point.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Lots of hobbits left, but again, Dalian marksman with the armor upgrade, they'll be able to deal with that. I was so impressed with just how long these shield guards stood that attack from the swordsmen. I know they're heavily armoured and I've not got AP, but you know, we outnumber them significantly by over 100, and they stand for just about the rest of the fight. Actually, I get some spears around. Oh no, I just pulled them back to get a quick charge into the backs of these wards to the north. They've got their backs turned. That's unfortunate. Should have turned them around to beat away with their maces. Bit of ammunition left. Every shot that I've got left is going straight into those knights, because they are the things that could turn this around. So I want to just hit them as hard as I can with the crossbows, and hopefully catch them with a few pike stabs. Got some wardens here. These Parthenay pikes managed to come back, so I just moved to engage them. Perhaps I should have focused on the Illuminus Gate Guard instead. Well, Knights of Illuminus. 40 versus 48, but wardens are pretty high quality pikes, so they'll be able to win that pretty comfortably. We'll have to get quite low to generally make sense of this. It all gets pretty chaotic here. So I get down to about half my force there. 83 for 93. We're still keeping it ahead, but as the Mithril Guard left. Mithril Guard, I'm feeling they're going to lose against these spears. I come in with some more spears. The Legion Bodyguard, he gets like just this nice little back-to-back fighting, which is cool to see that in the later stages of the game when you're just surrounded. Again, Shield Guard standing. We've killed what, like 3 of them, and they've killed a lot more actually of us. So hobbitry in arms, getting cut to pieces by my swordsmen, so that's definitely what I wanted there. Dunedain captains had actually taken some losses in that short time. I think they definitely did receive a quick charge from the knights. Knights are down to 5, so not too many left coming in from here. That was Dale finished off there, trying to fight the Legion Bodyguard. Yeah, so even though we don't have like anti-cavalry bonus, every time we see the knights, we just want to grab them. So every time they launch themselves into something, it's just get every unit to dogpile. And I think, is this it? Well, I think he is able to thread the needle. You can see just the men just keep turning around wanting to fight, but he needs to get them out, so. And he manages to slip on through. So I get my guardians here. I know I need to just fully surround these guys. These Legion Bodyguard were winning for a moment. and the Mithril Guard will hold out very well. So I want to attack them from all sides, if possible. Rout them. I don't know how many of those units actually have locked morale. Swordsman getting recharged, but only by 3. They got a few stabs in.
The battle is very much in our favor.
Hearthguard getting sent in now out of ammunition with my general in there. So yeah, we'll speed it up. I'll probably just look down at this fight. You can see I think this is where they get finished, because Minotaur Roman Guardians with their pole arms, I think they get a slight anti-cav advantage. So it takes down one of them. It's Legion Bodyguard there, 27 off them left. The Mithril Guard, I don't see any Mithril. Oh, look, there they are. Mithril Guard still 22, and the General of Khazad-dûm is still in there. So we'll speed it up and just watch that unfold.
Continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
I think I get my Wardens around. Oh no, still the Wardens to the north are up there, fighting away. Oh, that was... Is that... No? I think I just wanted to kill those cav. I think they slammed in the back and I turned around to charge them. And all the while, the Shield Guard are still remaining. I don't know who got that kill there. It was either a Hammer, a Dalian Marksman, or the Royal Guard of Dale. But the Khazad-dûm General is finally defeated. And I don't see... Oh yep, no. There's still a Legion Bodyguard, and I think I saw I think I caught sight quickly of the Mithril Guard fighting to the death. One Legion Bodyguard left here, but he will be hit hard by some Warhammers. Can he get a last kill, maybe? No. Too many hits coming in. So it's just Arthedain left, and as you can see, he survives for almost 1,000 frames more. Just really does not want to give up, which I appreciate that. So you can see what I meant about had Rune stuck around for just a little bit longer and killed off just a few more. That's finally the Arthedain General, one of the last troops fighting. Had Rune stuck around, I know he didn't have much left in terms of infantry, but you know, he could have killed a few more people from Dale. He would have given the dwarves some time to get a bit closer. And no, that could have been very dicey for us. So yeah, Fluff definitely racking up a lot of kills there. So I was, he was pretty chuffed with that. I still had a decent amount of men left, and but used up all sources of ammunition I possibly could. So the Hearthguard, they only got sent into melee at the end. Again, I would have hoped they could have gotten a few more kills than that, but I think I had them shooting at generally knights most of the time, so that's okay. The Roman Guardians, a lot of spearmen get shot by them. But into addition to that, there are those armoured lances from Rune, and also the cavalry too. Sharpshooters, again, racking up a lot of kills. All my crossbows did well, but that was largely killing those spearmen, those Emendem spears. The garrison footmen, these were the unfortunate guys that got minced by the Grey Company, so I'm not surprised they only racked up 11 kills. 91 is a fair bit better, especially considering, you know, they still had a few more guys left and they were fighting, most of the time they were fighting Arthedain pikes, which are superior to them. The spearmen there, they got minced, but I'll maybe have a quick rewatch, find out just why they didn't really rack up so many kills. They might have been fighting the dwarves when they arrived. They're not going to do too well up against that. These spears did a fair bit better though. That was good. Swordsman. Damn. That's probably the unit of swords that got stuck into the fight with the shield guard. So yeah, they were just holding them in place more than anything else. But these swords, yeah, they did a lot better. A lot of those kills would have been hobbits, but I'm always happy when my swordsmen sort of pack up some positive kills. Dundee captains had a lot more fighting left to give. I only put them in quite late into the fight, so I'm okay with the amount of kills they got. Tharbad Warhammers killing a lot of elite dwarves, so I'm chuffed with how they did. Tharbad Riders, I think I could have done more with them. As I say, I wish I sent them over to Khazad-dûm. I think they would have been much more appreciated over there, and I could have caught a few more dwarves unaware in my charges. but walking away with over 200 kills is never something to be too upset about. And the 2 units of Mercenary Cav, they did their duty. I'm really liking having Mercenary Cav in my army. The Royal Court of House Thorondor was always able to kill, over 100 guys at least. But having these 2 beefy units of Mercenary Cav just to scare off enemy cavalry and mince them in melee is great for me. Apart from that, yeah, Corrigan jumping in. And nobody would have really wanted Rogue Chivalry's possession of sort of needing to lead the charge. So he did very good with that. And we're just really grateful that Mirkwood held out for so long in that very unfavourable situation, and wish I supported him a bit better. So yeah, thank you very much, guys.